I'm Chef David Myers, and we're at Kumsa Restaurant in West Hollywood. My inspiration for opening Kumsa was I just wanted to have a great French bistro in Los Angeles. Buy the best ingredients that you can, but you don't need a lot. If it's one peach, make the perfect little peach tart. Or whatever it is, go with the best, go really simple, and make the food simple. It's not about the money, and it's not about a certain piece of equipment, it's about an end result, finding unique ways to make food. So most people know the rolling pin for baking needs. This is what we would use to roll out all of our dough to make our pies. We also like to use this for our nuts. And a great way to crush them is to just use the rolling pin and go right over top of it. So you can do this very, very quickly. And then you're left with just a really nice crush. So this can be used as a little topping for fish. You can make a nice little hazelnut topping. It can be used in salads, and the beauty is this is done in literally seconds. So instead of chopping and the nuts are going all over the cutting board onto the floor, you can do it nice and evenly, and the pressure distributes the weight here so that it all stays within a nice little area. We want to start with the clearest broth possible. And in order to do that, we use something fancy called a chinois. And a chinois is nothing more than a very fine metal mesh strainer. Now these go for around $300, but I'm going to show you how to make one at home for about 5 cents. All you're going to need is a coffee filter, a little pasta strainer that you might possibly have, and then a bowl. We're going to use one of our stocks that we've made, our chicken broth right here, and very slowly you're just going to pour this in. It basically gets all of the sediment that may have been deposited at the bottom of your broth. You can see now how beautiful it is. It's coming so clear. This is a secret that we all do just to get the absolute clearest broth possible. One of my favorite unconventional tools to use in the kitchen is a brick. It applies weight and pressure to the chicken, which gives the skin a beautiful, beautiful crispiness to it. Let me show you how to do it. First, I'm going to season our chicken with some salt and some fresh ground pepper, and add just a little bit of oil on it as well, just a little bit. We have a very hot pan, and you want it hot so that you can get a really nice sear on this. We're going to add the brick right on top. We can put this in the oven as it cooks. It's heavy now, and it compresses, and it gets the skin nice and crispy. And at the end, it's going to be very juicy on the inside, perfectly cooked, golden skin, and you're using a brick to cook it. I'm going to show you a way to bring out the most amazing flavor from your peppercorns. So I have a very hot pan. We're going to literally add the peppercorns and just roast it like you would coffee, essentially bringing out, heating up, releasing the essential oils. Once we see a little bit of smoke start to come out, you smell the aroma of peppercorns like I can smell now, that's your indication that it's ready to go. A little bit of smoke now coming up, see that? It's that aroma right there that you want to have to add into your pepper mill that absolutely transforms typical peppercorn into something magical. One of the secrets to a great salad is getting the salad to be dry. Of course you have to wash it. I like to use ice water for washing my lettuce because it perks it up. If the lettuce has been sitting too long in the sun or it's been in the car and you're bringing it home, you want to have it so it's fresh and crisp, and the ice water does just that. So after washing the lettuce, you want to get all of the water you can out of it just by shaking it. You want the lettuce not only to be fresh and beautiful, but you want it to be dry so that the vinaigrette mixes and it doesn't become too watery of a salad. You're going to be left with a nicely glistened lettuce leaf, but still quite dry so that you can have a nice vinaigrette on top. One of my favorite ways to cook fish is using a cedar plank. What you want to start with is by soaking the cedar plank for over an hour in the water. As the cedar heats up and the steam starts to expand from it, it perfumes the fish. It gives the fish that beautiful aroma. It's almost as if it were smoking the fish. So I'm going to show you how we do this. After we've had the cedar plank soaked in the water for a little while, we're going to use a piece of trout. So we're going to just put this directly onto here, just like this. And this is only going to take about 4 minutes in the oven at about 350 degrees. So you have that beautiful smell, and it's going to go right into the oven. Now, as it cooks, the beauty is you also start to smell the aroma of the cedar coming through. And if this is for a party and you have friends in the kitchen with you, they're going to love it. So the reason why I like to pickle peppers is because it gives it a nice flavor to any dish, whether it's a meat, a fish. It adds a little bit more acidity to it, some spice, a little bit of nice herbaceous notes as well. And those are the really important characteristics to take a simple pepper to a whole nother level. Vinegar is the key. I like to use a nice red wine vinegar that's got a little bit of good flavor to it. Just pour this in. I like to use a little bit of fennel. I like to use some peppercorns. Mix those up like that. And we're going to bring this to a boil and get all of these beautiful aromas mixing together with the vinegar. Your whole kitchen's going to smell lovely. I just brought this up to a boil. We're going to pour this directly over top of these beautiful peppers. And what it's going to do is it's going to just marinate inside. This is going to sit in here for a couple of days to really, really marinate. And what you're going to have at the end is a pepper that's going to be able to last a couple of weeks. It could literally be a dish on its own, such as just simple pickled peppers that you can munch on as a snack. Or you can chop it up and it adds a nice spice component, really making the dish spectacular. I'm Chef David Myers. Thanks for watching 7 Questions in the Kitchen. Don't forget to subscribe.